and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So then the woman said, So the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was a pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise. She took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they were sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves coverings.
Thank you. Thank you. This is one of those nights you go to bed saying, God, there are families, there are husbands and wives, marriages. They're talking. And then God said, they need to discern that they have a choice between the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life. And you know what? We used to think when we were as Christians, if I was in the place of Adam or Eve, no. It's not Apple. It was much more than that. I know Apple has copied it and taken a bite as their logo, but this is not an apple. This, you would have eaten of it today without even knowing it. And you say, what's going to happen? Didn't you know? That's when you started fighting with one another. You thought it was a clever plan. And the other thought, this is a clever plan. And he has fueled from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. See, the problem is, it is not all evil. If it is all evil, Christians are so wise they won't eat it. But it is good and evil. Have you heard people who are fighting with one another say, I am right, God spoke to me? And the other person says, I was praying, God spoke to me. Now what do you do as a counselor? They are looking at me saying, you will support me or you will take their side. Okay? So it is hard. As parents, you would have talked to your children, and the children are convinced this is good. I'm choosing something good. And you're trying to explain. And they're saying, no, you don't know. You're old-fashioned. I found it on internet. My new Bible. See, knowledge is addictive more than drugs or alcohol or sex or money or fame. It is addictive. Knowledge is addictive. But I'm not talking about just knowledge. When you talk about God, anything that is God is totally good, absolutely good, always good. He doesn't mix up. The devil always has a good mixture. It's the same as mixing drinks in the pub, you know. But this is a special drink that we all drink. I wanted to be able, ask God to show you, what did you eat today? From which tree did you eat today? It'll show when you felt, I'm depressed, I'm defeated, discouraged, I'm broken, my identity is lost. You've eaten something. Okay? You're eating something. You didn't know. You're eaten. See, at least Eve and Adam and Eve knew they ate it. But Christians today don't know. But they're eating it. And they're ready to fight their own helper. My wife is my helper. And she's important. Last week you heard how she preached and her heart. She prepared days and days and days. She poured into that message all what she has. So there was in our marriage within the first 5 years, I ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and I thought, you are a problem. I am serving God, you are not. And if I had chosen those pathways today, I'll be old man, grumpy old man, not wanting to do service after 60 years or 65. Okay? So, we are all eating. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? You're so see, you can be in the Holy of Holies and tell God about how your knowledge is important. How many of you, oh no, this is a naughtiness counts. Hey, how many of you, husbands, you're praying and saying, can't you see God? Are you blind, God? She's the one. And she's in the other room praying. Oh, I'm in the Spirit, Lord. I can see all these things. I'm so right. And when are you going to open the eyes? So, enemy has got you into the playground and waking you up into that war, which is not even God's war. Your wife is not your enemy, okay? Your children are not your enemy. Your boss is not your enemy. It's very important. Very important. We are today eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. See, our country, I'm conscious, I'm talking about Australia, and I'm conscious that I'm from Sri Lanka. Both countries, today, what is most valuable, even in world politics, compromise is the highest value. And then you bring two people together with nothing that is of the truth. Sign up. And within few days, they have broken the agreement and they're shooting each other. It's the same thing, higher and lower, individually, family, this is happening. Okay? So, next week I will share my own experience of how to come into this tree of life and participate of it. But today, let's realize you are. Be slow to speak. Don't say, I know I'm right, I know you're wrong. See, the pointing of the finger, God hates. Isaiah 58, people are fasting and asking the question, why are you not hearing our prayer? And God says, in the day you fast, you're pointing the finger. What's wrong? What did Adam and Eve do? What did you do? The woman that you gave. It is indirectly you gave. Okay? What did Eve do? The serpent. I'm a victim. I'm an innocent woman. Okay? I just went alone. Where did you go without Adam? That's the key. You should have been with Adam, but you said, I'm going to go. I have spiritual. I pray, I fast, God speaks to me. I'm going to take a walk. And I would like to have a chat. With whom are you chatting? With the devil himself. Can you be chatting with the devil and not know? I tell you, you can. One moment you're talking to God, the next moment you're talking to the devil, and you sort of confuse both and say, I was with God, so I am hearing God. No, 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 no. Adam and Eve had a beautiful life. One of the things when I read Genesis is my heart longs. See, Adam was not like us. See, when we come to pray, our mind is, you know what happens to our mind? Yeah, it happens to me, happens to you. All the stuff. And you're praying in tongues to get the stuff out. But those stuff are coming like rain falling. And you're saying, Lord, I've been 1 hour with you, but I've been troubled with all kinds of things. Okay? So, let's discern. What is your tree of life? What is your tree of the knowledge of good and evil? I'll give you a simple key. If a born-again Christian is guided to the tree of life, he will need counseling as so much of counseling is given. He'll eat of the tree, he'll eat of the tree, and the result will be rivers will flow out of him. Jesus said, out of you shall flow rivers of living water. Now this river has been polluted. It sends living water and poisonous water. So the fish in our river, some dies. And we wonder, why is that dead? And the people are dying also. Have you noticed some people running away from you? It's because you were bringing out of that tree of good and evil. You blame, those people are not spiritual, I'm spiritual. No, no, no. If you're really spiritual, you know, Jesus attracted sinners. Hey, you're greater than Jesus? Why are people running away from you? Observe what is happening, results, the fruit. You're producing something, and I'm producing every day. So I want to talk to you today, introduce. I don't think we can really go deep into it, but we don't have to go in deep into it. The tree of life versus the tree of death. That's the two contrasts. It's not just a little bit of reason, just a little bit of discussion. My freedom. I have my rights. Have you, any time when you got married, you say, I have my rights? But when you took your vows, what did you say? In sickness and in whatever, I take you as you are. And now after you signed it, you changed everything. I never said that. You don't look after me. See, if young people are listening to me, if you take this seriously, you'll have the best marriage. You'll have the best marriage. There's nothing called soulmate. The world is talking, they don't know what they're talking. Soulmate is like taking a jumper every day, changing it. I feel like wearing this. I feel like wearing this. I feel like living with her. I feel like living with her. And the next day, you watch the news, what they do. The police are called to the house. Okay? True marriage is when two people can learn to eat of the fruit of life because God has planned it for us. This is not God's plan. Christianity, as you see, is not God's plan. See, if it was, it's not God's plan. So just imagine Adam and Eve. I just wonder. I just imagine. I like imagining. In the spirit realm, if you want to go, you have to use your imagination, okay? Those of you who say, no, I don't go into imagination, just stay where you are. Stay where you are. I believe in the spirit realm. Imagination is one way God can take us deep into his things. It's not a lecture method. Have you seen God giving lectures to us anytime? He doesn't. God, speak to me. No, you didn't hear him. But now he's giving you knowings. There are knowing. While you're fighting, you know the truth. But you don't want to tell the truth because you want to fight. Anyone relates to this? Or you're the holy people? How many of our good fighters? At least you are honest, you know. Okay, now we don't want too much, too much information. Okay, this is a church. This is a service. Okay, see, Adam and Eve, they're both connected with God. They're both connected with each other. What do you think that marriage was? Did they spend time? You know, love, I didn't mean that. I meant this. No, those things wouldn't have been there because they're transparent and they're one, truly one. The two will become one. Is God's word to us. But if we don't grow mature in Christianity, if you're not mature, we will never know what that is. I just I love to know how Adam and Eve were with God. That's my hunger. They had, I don't know how long they were with God, walking with God. Enoch walked with God. Adam and Eve walked with God. You know, it would have been such easy. Tonight we are worshiping. How many of you felt, God, I want to really, really tell you I love you, but I can't get myself to tell that. It's not coming out. I don't know what you're feeling, but what is that struggle? Adam wouldn't have had that struggle. Adam knew God, God knew Adam. Adam and Eve didn't have counseling sessions with God. He knew what was happening. See, God didn't come and say, where are you, in the sense of you're hiding. God knew where he was. And let's go through that passage. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field, which, see, by the way, I have to make these statements because you might read other commentaries, other authors. Many Christians don't believe Genesis 1 to 3 is believable. It's a myth, they say. And Revelation is a book you don't read. It's all about dragons, and that's only the youth watch it. So you don't study that. That's the Christianity we're talking about. I hope you know. The reason I'm saying it's not criticizing. People tell me, Pastor, don't get into that. Don't criticize. No, you need to know this is the church of the world. They don't believe there was Adam and Eve. They believe in evolution. Evolution from where? Okay? Jesus believed in Adam and Eve. I believe in Adam and Eve. Jesus talked about the evil one, that he is a liar and he is a murderer. And we are told here this is what he did. So I've seen dealing with demons, I've seen demons enter into pets, cats, dogs. So the serpent could have been, demon possessed. How can a serpent speak, you might ask? Well, have you seen a person possessed by demons? Doesn't know a word of English, but when the demon talks, he is like a PhD in English. And you say, this person doesn't know a word of English? Now he's talking in English. The woman talks like a man, and the man talks like a woman. Say, okay, if you're not, next time I'm doing deliverance, I'll put it on the chat. Just come home. Okay. So I believe everything the Genesis 1, 2, and 3 teaches. Everything. It's not myth. It's not some fable. It is as it was. Okay? The serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God said, you shall not eat of it, nor shall you touch it. He didn't say that. See, already the woman has got into the influence, atmosphere, realm of the spirit to say a lie there. God didn't say, don't touch that tree. She would have touched that fruit many times, I'll tell you. Knowing a woman. No, when you go shopping, you have to touch every. I'm saying, I'm buying a shoe. Why are you touching all the dresses there? Why? Why? Let's go to the shoe shop. Let's go there, go to the car, go home. That's not shopping. So the woman would have touched. Okay. You shall not eat or touch, lest you die. Then the serpent said to the woman, see how the conversation, I'll work on that, explaining some things here, okay? So the woman saw that then the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die. He waits to put that thing, and he has put the poison in. What does the serpent do when it bites? The poison is passed on to you. Okay, already. The eating of the fruit is not the sin that she committed. She had already eaten of the words and her unbelief and her questioning. Could there be in God some sort of a thing that he wants to keep us down every time worshiping him? I can go down to your level and say, what have you faced? What is the decision you are right now faced with making in yourself, in your life? This will come every day. These two trees presenting every day, and the same demon is all over the world, and you say, devils don't talk to me. I don't talk to the devils because I don't go to temples. You don't have to go to temples to find devils. The devils talk to you in your mind. When they are eroding the faith and the trust and the purity and the devotion you have, why do you want to go every Saturday? Today no, I shouldn't go there. Excuses. Coming on Saturday, oh, someone has come. Why don't you bring them also and come? Do you believe that this is a place where you get the presence of God? You don't have backbone. Because we are Aussies. Aussies, what we do is, sorry, there are some pretty good Aussies here, but I have a problem even with this country because You don't know. This group of people have come. We had to be kind. I said, I lived with these people. And do you know what they do? And they don't want to believe. Now, London, half of London is taken over, half of other countries are taken over. Australia is already taken over. Look at the council last month, the election. How many people were there? They were innocent people. You think? They say, okay, I can give some good. If I come, if you elect me, I'll do this. But there is a poison behind it. Every prominent place will be occupied with also the enemy appointing people. And we are so lovely people. Aussies are so kind. There has to be a conviction. I think the politics, we can talk now because it's all over. Did you see any conviction in anything? They were giving policies and principles. Not one person said, I think there was in John Howard a little bit of strong conviction. This is my conviction. Although he might have been wrong, I'd like to hear some conviction. Where is the conviction? You don't want to stand for anything. You want to please everybody. You're already dealing with the demons. Sorry, I had to say I don't apologize. If I preach somewhere else, I'll be preaching like this, okay? Because the spirit of knowledge of good and evil is compromise, and it doesn't anymore matter about your heart, your conviction, and all that. So in the same way, you have a marriage, there's no conviction. Oh, if you can't do this with me, I'll find another person. Yeah, you will find another person. You will find another person. Everyone, Christian, mature people, are eating from the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. And they don't know it. Okay. So when the woman saw that the tree was good, everyone say, what did you say good? Mine goes all over, but pull it back. When she saw it was good for food, who told that? She has already come in to that place. It is good. But God says, you will die, you will die, you will die. Oh, don't be legalistic, I won't die. Pleasant for the eyes. Wow. Everything around us are so, the image, the decoration, the light, the color. Did you see the color? Wow, I got caught. No, I don't look for color. It's true, when we go for a car, for color, I'm looking. See, I'm not coming down on a human level and criticizing males from females and men and women and all the things that we do, crazy things that we do. There are distinctives between a man and a woman, but when you eat of the fruit of the tree of life, you both go one way. Okay? Pleasant for the eyes, the tree, desirable. Wow, I'm feeling hungry. To make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave her husband, and he ate. Oh, passive husbands. Okay, I better not bring my soulish stuff into this. Certain things I can't stand. When it comes to God, I want you to be on fire. Okay? If they kill you, you're a martyr. Then you go to a special place in heaven. Okay. And they knew they were naked. Now look at this. This is husband and wife, okay? This is not one man with a lot of women, but we are talking one man, one woman. They have been all this time together. Something left them to realize, oh, we can't be transparent. We need to cover. Anytime you're looking at the phone and your wife comes, oh, that is hiding, okay? Or I have rights, those who talk to me, no, you have no rights. You're hiding. You like this seminar, you don't like, we'll finish it out. But you'll go with what I've talked to you because you're eating of the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. And we can see the fruit. Pride comes. The devil elevated himself, I'll be God and they'll worship me. And when we eat of the tree also, we are proud. That's why you try to counsel them. They are proud. He's proud. Now I'm thinking, why did you call me? Why do you come here to waste my time or what? But the thing is, God said, don't talk like that because you need to understand the depth of what has happened. They're eaten of the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. So they believe it. They really believe it. People, you really believe it. You not only eat it, you believe it. Then the Lord God called to Adam, where are you? So he heard the voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. Look at this. God made Adam out of dust. God is the first one who made Adam. Now Adam is shy of God. This is something has happened, isn't it? Right? Even with God, we can't be transparent. God uses the word, my word will sharper than two-edged sword. You can't hide from God. Hebrews 4:12. Okay, he said, who told you you were naked? See, God knows, and I like that what he heard. God asked, who told you? Who told you were naked? Who told you? See, God knows how this happens. It went through my ears, listening to the devil. I've listened to something that has taken away my, and has brought guilty conscience. Hiding. Now we'll have to, every husband and wife have to explain in between lines. You write a letter and you say in between, you have to read. Why? When you were first quoting, you didn't have to. You only used 3 letters. I love you. Full stop. Now you have to explain. I means love means more than the other person. When you drive in the car, I'm not looking at the other person. I do a lot of counseling, so when all the guys come and they say, every time we're driving, can't see anyone there. This guy is looking. All that you understand. Okay, next slide, we'll go finish it. Okay. All the problems started from this, okay? This is the reason for all evil. If you don't recognize it, if you don't acknowledge it, and I don't know how we'll solve it when it comes to your personal life. This tells how the perfect good creation of all good and only good become corrupted and evil. New Testament does not treat this as a fiction, as I told. all problems, personal, environmental, all that is wrong, evil, immoral, incomplete, all that is decaying, all that is inferior, all failure, all disappointment, all weakness, all sadness, all sorrow, all pain, all conflicts, all hate, all jealousy, all envy, all bitterness, all vengeance, all error, all intimidation, all manipulation, all deviation, all distortion, everything that fails to be perfect as God is come from this one event. This then is a monumental event. It truly defines life in our universe. It is a reason for all imperfection and death. For example, today, abortion. Where did it come from? Oh, we are fighting for the women's right. Oh, after the woman aborts and she's going through rest of her life, I'm a murderer. The doctor never comes and visits that woman. Where are you now? You wanted money. See, philosophies are thrown today, isn't it? Internet is full of stuff. A person preaching on this same thing is not a Christian, okay? He's saying, how cruel is Christianity? Doesn't want mankind to be free. He wants to keep them under. Our mind can be twisted and turned all different directions. Jesus said this in John chapter 8, verse 44, you are of your father, the devil, and he desires the desires of your father you want to do. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. There's no truth in that voice, the person who's speaking to you. If you're getting fueled up with anger, bitterness, hatred, and you're going again and listening and coming back, you know what is happening? The devil is building a prison around you in your thinking. And your mind is now already subjected to it. The devil is saying, I can be more trustworthy. I am for your good. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and a father of it. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9, the great dragon was cast out, the serpent of old, devil, the Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. The devil has been cast out on this earth. Where does he speak? He has access to our mind. When you're going through painful conflict, he'll come as a comforting way maker. Don't get the wrong way maker. You'll be singing another song. As I said, the world values compromise as a supreme virtue, but they have devastating effects. A woman, when she's going, I found myself pregnant. Now, what is the quick answer? Abortion. You won't remember it. It'll all be gone. You can have children afterwards. All good, all good, all good. Cain and Abel, when Cain killed Abel, God says, where is Abel? Cain is, am I my brother's keeper? So, say, there's deeper stuff there, okay? Sin will bite us. Sin will bite us. So when you go through the works of the flesh, we read Galatians 5 various times, I've read it. When there is anything with half a lie, half a darkness, half, the other half is not totally good. It is evil. It'll kill us. It'll kill a marriage. It'll kill a family. But with all this that I'm saying, there's a way to build a family. There's a way to build a marriage where you can eat of the fruit of the tree. That same person, the world says you're not found the soulmate. It's a lie from the pit of hell. This, it might be true, it's a soulmate. Both of you are a soul. You're not a soulmate, you're a spirit being. And if you can learn to build, you'll have a good marriage. Even with that, I almost said ugly, no. Okay. The atheist says, I read a lot, I prepare a lot, and I take what can be brought so that it will be relevant to you. You know what the atheists say? Learn to do evil and not feel guilty. Do you know? There are books written on that. They say, even psychologists, counselors say there's nothing called sin. They say, forget it. They will never be able to remove guilt from mankind. They can tell, talk, do whatever. The conscience is deep inside. You know, my child, I killed it. I made a decision. So don't regret after you've gone through it. What about the other one? Gender confusion. Pastor, you don't know these days, how they're made, you don't know. I don't want to know. The Bible says God made man and woman. He didn't, and then animals. If you want to live like animals, choose that. See, let's quickly give some meaning to the trees. The hiding of the trees. Do you know what hiding behind the trees means? All of us have done it. What are those trees? The trees that are good, because all the other trees were good. What has become now, once you sin, eating is good, okay? I'm talking about overeating came from where? From this corruption. I need, what? Comfort food. Have you heard that? Oh, I'm eating comfort food. I'm watching teleseries, just comfort. Just comfort. Has that gone away? No, it hasn't gone away. And then you're only becoming big. Okay. See, majority of Christians, sad to say, believe 90% of God, and the 10% is what is convenient to my life, I will accept. There are Christians like that. Do you know? I have freedom, I can choose. Actually, your freedom was gone when you accepted Jesus. By the way, they didn't tell you, but I'm telling you. Someone bought you, redeemed you. You have no right to your life. Every time you live and say, I choose, you're rebelling, disobeying God to do the very thing God says don't do it. Okay? This teaching can go deep inside when even, when you're physically, you're sick. The Bible says you have to have a mind, a wholesome mind, So the healing that is in your spirit can go through. That is the channel through which it goes to the body. But if you have philosophies, I always get this sickness, I need to go to the doctors and he has to give me that and that and that, and he has to x-ray and do all this. If you have worked out that, just plan to be sick. Just plan, it's okay, we will come and visit you in your hospital. So, but once you give a room for the devil, he'll take more, and he'll take more, and he'll take more. So God wants us to exercise. He's my healer. The Bible says, God our healer. He had power to heal this, not heal, keep away sickness from 3 million Jews that came out of Egypt. There's no one who was feeble, no one weak, no one was sick. Do you see a hospital during the wilderness wandering? No. We are building. I'm not against doctors, okay? See, when you have immature Christians, we need doctors. If you don't have doctors, you'll die quickly. Yeah, we will. But I believe our doctors are also going to mature, and they'll say, I can give you this and this and this. This is not going to cure you, but if I lay hands on you, you will be cured. That's what's happening throughout the world. Okay. So that's the teaching for today, okay? I think the rest you can go home and... Okay, I want to finish it. What is the tree of life? See, the tree of life and the tree of good and evil were in the middle. It says, when it says in the middle, it must have been an elevated mountain so that Adam and Eve can see. And you know what? I suspect Eve was looking. When Adam went just digging around, Eve was looking. How can I say that? You know, Lot and his wife? God says, don't look behind. Who looked behind? Sorry, ladies. See, there are many things that God has taught us. Don't look back. How many of you, the enemy says, you've done that, you've failed here, you failed here, and you give attention and you're thinking, and this is your quiet time. You come out of your quiet time like a lion, angry, ready to devour somebody. So this is true spirituality, okay? If your prayer room is here and you're there for 3 hours, I expect to see Jesus coming out of that room. You can't say, oh, Jesus came out, but see the circumstance, I got mad. Whether man or woman, that is true. For me, no spirituality should be an excuse. The challenge was too much. I couldn't love her because how can you love someone like this? You know, Jesus loved you. You were not worth loving, or you were ready to go to hell. If God says you go to hell, he would have been righteous and holy. But he sent his son. Now you have no double talk there. We do this in our homes. Let's stop it. We want to take the church to be a Christian church. I want to take your homes. I want to take your homes as a Christian. Words that are coming out. Manifestation, fruit. Pastor, how long do you forgive and forgive? And the way you tell, you're like talking like the devil. God does, just imagine if tomorrow God decides, 40 years I've been with this guy. He comes with the same thing. Again and again, I'm not going to listen. All these angels are wondering what is going to happen. If God turns you away, where will you be? You have to give what God has given to you. Not what they have given to you, you give back. That's tit for tat. See, this is practical Christianity. Isn't this simple? This is this is honest. The other thing is like all polished. You know why people polish outside so much? So that you don't go inside and see what is inside. So much of makeup, so much of that, and so much of this, so much of that. Why? You're hiding something. I'm not saying makeup is bad. Continue to do that. I'm trying to say, let's be honest. Why you're doing double talk? Why you're doing double behavior? I have a reason to be angry. I told him off. And now what? When you go to God, you're saying, God, have mercy on me. Forgive me. I lost my temper. God should have also sent you back. But he, like the prodigal son, embraces you, kisses you. That's the path of life. It's the path of life. It's from the tree of life. Jesus is that tree. In Revelations 22, it talks about 22:1 and 2. There is the river of life, and on both sides are the tree of life. The tree of life, the leaves are for the nations. You know what? You are a tree planted by the river so that you might produce leaves that can heal the nations. Why you're not healing nations and you're just sitting and fighting? Because you ate eating of the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. You will never go on overseas. You will never touch nations until you touch your own home and say, this is what I practice Christianity. When you're challenged, go deeper into God. You know, Ephesians chapter 3, that God might fill you with the fullness, that you might be the depth of God's love you'll know, the height of God's love you'll know, the length of, why is he talking all that? Because you have been challenged every day. Are you going to go deep, or you're going to shut up and say, hey, enough is enough, I give up? So you only deprive you if you don't go deeper into God. Don't go changing other people. We have no power to change people around. We can change ourselves. Okay? I can be peaceful in a peaceless or whatever home environment. In a dark place, I can be light. But your soul will say, I know some of you all have come and said, Pastor, what about others? You know, don't you think every husband, every wife has some things that the other person has to give? What do you think? I'm living like this. So what you're receiving from God is so inferior, is it? You're waiting to worship your spouse to get all the stuff and worship. I would rather worship God rather than my spouse, because they're limited and I am limited. We both have to come to God. Unlimited source. There is a river that's flowing. You have leaves that is the key for nations. Okay? It will never come out if you are eating of the tree of this evil. It will never come out because your mind is polluted already. And you'll produce kids. You are looking at outward color, okay? Are they fair? Are they dark? All that. What about inside? The fruit that is coming from you, is it coming from them also? Can't you wake up? Can't you say, God, I don't want to have my kids like this, but I want to see my kids delivered. If I live in that, there is power and authority when you stand before God and you say, God, this is your will. My kids are delivered today. My body is healed today. I have authority over every spirit of infirmity. Be careful. There are sicknesses that come on you, that come upon children, that come upon grandchildren. Wake up. Don't be angry. See a pattern. See a pattern. And say, I'm going to break it so that they'll be set free. They'll be set free. They'll be set free. Say, infirmity is a spirit we mightn't easily. I'll finish with that. Infirmity is a good thing to start. It is hard to minister. You touch infirmity, you're touching angry people. Oh, pastor, what do you mean? I have a spirit of infirmity? Hey, look. Can't you see? That's all I say. Do you want to be free? If you don't set yourself free, I'll tell you another thing, another secret. If you don't set yourself free, you can't pray for another person to be set free. Yeah, you're wasting your time. Don't lay hands. Don't say, I'm coming to pray. If you're not broken over a habit, you can't break an addiction in another person. No way. That spirit, you also controlled by that spirit. Every person that is addicted is controlled by a spirit. Now we are getting hot and hotter. See, I'm touching nerves that are ready to explode here. It's okay. I'm ready. I have marks on my hair, face, all over. Being whacked around. No. I love you. I was that proud person. You know, when you're a pastor, I've been pastor for 45 years, okay? You pulled up. Who are you to tell me what education have you got? Without saying, even a young person can tell me that fruit is evil. You know, in seminary, I'll just expose myself a little bit more and I'll close it. In seminary, one of my best friends from Malaysia is a very good friend, okay? Even now, he's in ministry, he's in Malaysia. When I'm sick, he brings Milo. They are big Milo tins they bring into seminary. We didn't have all that. We are from, different levels. So when I'm sick, I look for the Milo he brings. And he brings the Milo and he says, Max, I want to tell you something. I know we are friends. I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you mad. You have a tongue that can cut people down. I remember even today that word. And I said, God, please help me now. I have a tongue that can cut people down. Now God has taken the tongue and given me preaching, and sometimes I can get, the other congregation, how I sometimes fall on the sidewalk. Okay? I can get on a track and start cutting people down. And I said, that's not a gift. That is the work of the enemy. My tongue is given to you. You have to pray. Lord, I give my eyes. In Proverbs, it says, I made a covenant with my eyes. I will not behold anything that is unclean. If you do that, young people, many of you will be delivered of many of the internet stuff that you'll do. Okay? Because it's going in. And when we're on that, pornography is a demonic spirit. It has to be cast out. You can't just counsel and counsel and say, you know that is evil. They also know it is evil, but they're not thinking evil when it comes, oh, I've been tempted, I'm been tempted. Now I need to watch it, otherwise I can't. Comfort food. Go and eat. So when you realize some of these things and then you come before God and you say, this is a demon spirit, it has to come out. My tongue I give to you, Lord. My mind I give to you, Lord. Who is my master determines who I serve. If God is your master and the enemy is your master, then you're going to serve. Don't excuse the fruit that you're bearing. And if someone said you're proud, if someone said your tongue has to manage, you can't have cursing and blessing with the same tongue. You got the message, isn't it? Shall we pray? Okay, we don't have to preach anymore. It's preached. It's wonderful. You know, parents, if you can take the photo of a child that you're worried about,